Hello everybody, Fumin Show here. Just a quick vid. I kind of want to give my quick takeaway thoughts of the Game Awards 2023. I didn't really get to talk too much about it on stream. I thought it was a well-paced show. I thought this was probably the best paced show so far, to be honest with you. It felt breezy, it felt quick, but it also felt a little bit too quick. Now, this is still a 3-hour show. It's still fucking long, but I don't know. I really don't like it when we go off stage and there's awards being given out off stage. That is really frustrating. I know this is something that they've done in the past. They've done it quite a bit in the past. It's there every single year. But best score being relegated to an award off stage is really sad to me. I want to hear that there should be a big montage that celebrates all the music and all the games that were nominated for that award. That should be a bigger and more special category. It's one of the most important of the year, in my opinion. Again, I get the idea of, wanting to keep the show breezy. Sometimes you gotta keep moving. You gotta keep moving forward. But when time is being sunk into interviews with Hideo Kojima, don't get me wrong, I love Hideo Kojima. I love Jordan Peele. I love Jeff Keighley. I like hearing that man speak. I like seeing these creators speak. That's fascinating, but there's a time and place for that stuff. I just don't think that is really necessary on stage. And I'm not saying you shouldn't, speak to the creators and ask them questions about what they're about to show, but that was a long segment. And I love the Muppets. I love Gonzo, but we're spending like 4 or 5 minutes, making jokes with Gonzo. And again, that's fun and that's great. And that does make the show more entertaining. It does make it exciting. But when we're sacrificing awards for those moments, that can really sting. For the artist and just me as a viewer, I want to see these people celebrated. That should be the most important aspect. And again, I'm not saying erase all that stuff. I'm not saying get rid of Gonzo. I have no problem with that, but keep those moments breezy. Keep those moments quick and slow down when it comes to the awards, and especially the fucking speeches. 30-second speeches, I believe, was the mandate, and that's kind of insane. I think it should at least be 90. I think it should be at least 2 minutes for them to get on stage and talk about their wonderful game that won an incredible award. It really sucks when that orchestral music comes in and the speech is just getting good. I think Sam Lake got cut off. There were every single person that got on stage and had a speech, aside from Larry and aside from the winner of Game of the Year, all the speeches just felt super brisk. It felt like we were just putting people on the stage and then getting them the hell off. And I don't know, that's a little frustrating as well. I wish we could take more time to see these artists really pour out their souls and thank everyone they know. And I get it. Again, you need to keep the show breezy. This is a live show. This is an expensive show. It's difficult to produce these things, and it's difficult to meet all of the standards and meet all of the expectations and show all these badass games and give out all these incredible awards. It's daunting. I can't even imagine producing this show. But you gotta give more time to those artists. You got to give more time to them. Take out the Alan Wake musical thing. I fucking loved it. It was incredible. Seeing those actors dance on stage was awesome. But does that really need to be here? If we are sacrificing time for awards for goofy Muppet bits and great, fantastic musical performances, again, I hate to say, there were 3 musical performances. 3. All of them were fucking great. But I just don't, maybe just one. Just do one instead of 3. 3.5 minute long songs is a good little chunk of the show. It's a good little chunk where I feel like that time could be better suited for, again, the artist making their speeches and thanking their moms and dads and thanking all the fans and things. I want them to thank me. I want that gratification for them as an artist, and I didn't really feel that this year. I don't know if it definitely has not always been 30 seconds, because this year, again, it just felt like a fucking assembly line, like we were just getting them on stage and then getting them off, and yeah, I didn't really like that. Now, I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty details about the show. This is just my quick thoughts about the pacing, the structure, and the event as a whole. There were no awards where I was like shocked. You know, everything felt right. Everything flowed right. Again, the pacing and the production was fantastic. It was so good. There was only maybe a handful of awkward moments, which usually there's at least 2 handfuls of awkward moments during these kinds of shows. And I thought Keighley handled the show with grace. But there's a lot of room for improvement. Every single year, I always say it. It's a fantastic show. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. But, you know, there's always room for improvement. And I hope next year, their 10th anniversary show, can kind of bolster up those speeches. You know, that's one thing that I don't think that we should take away from them as artists, from us as players and fans of those artists. It just feels a little bit like betrayal. Now, I'm not trying to make a super big deal about it, but it does feel counterintuitive. Like, isn't that the whole fucking point of the show, is for them to accept these awards and make speeches? That's the most entertaining factor, you know? And yeah, I thought there were some great announcements. I can make whole videos about some of the games that they announced. Don't even get me started on Sega. Don't even get me started on Rebirth. There's so much. There's a lot of great stuff here. So many new IP, fascinating, great looking new IP. Great stuff coming out next year. Great stuff coming out 2025. I don't think there was any, you know, drop on the floor and start screaming like a madman kind of announcements. I thought it felt like the Game Awards. You know, there wasn't these big, huge announcements. But it did feel the pacing and the games that they're showing, a lot of diversity, a lot of excitement. Monster Hunter Wilds was fantastic. Seeing Kojima's game, I know I was complaining about him talking on stage too long, but seeing that game and hearing Jordan Peele talk, what the fuck is that game? That's fun. There's some drama there. What's going on? A lot of mystery. I thought it was a very, very fun show. I don't want to complain, and I think that we take these kinds of things for granted. You know, the show is special to me. You know, it does mean a lot to me to see these artists celebrated. It does mean a lot to me to have an orchestra playing the Baldur's Gate soundtrack or playing the Tears of the Kingdom score, and seeing Aonuma there and just seeing all these people come together. It makes me a little emotional. You know, this shit is important. I just wish that it was taken a little more seriously and was streamlined to focus on the awards a little bit more. Again, I know this is a big advertising thing. I know the Xbox was announced at this fucking show. You know, this is a commercial. It's a big show just to show off a bunch of great games. And I think there should be just a little bit more of a balance. I think the balancing act is the most difficult thing that Keighley and his team have struggled with the most. I think each year it's been kind of tipping one way or another, and this year it felt all about the game announcements and a little less about the actual awards. You know, it felt like I was watching E3 or like a Gamescom event, and that's not what the show should be. Anyway, guys, comment below, give me your thoughts on the Game Awards. I know I kind of just went on a tangent, but I really wanted to say this stuff. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this where I'm just talking to you guys about how I feel about the state of games and things like that. I'm not promising anything. I'm not going to keep flooding your sub box with silly videos like this, but I definitely I want to get my opinion out there more. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the Game Awards. I hope you had a great time. Comment below, give me your thoughts. Let me know what you thought of the show. Let me know what your favorite game there was. What was your favorite moment? Share that down below in the comments. And again, thank you so much for watching. And let's go Baldur's Gate, man. Fuck yeah.